In the If you ever watch any streamer, including myself, you will always notice that we are running either bounty or bond equipment. If you watch Kazju, he is not only running bond equipment, but usually also running directives. And obviously, when loading your tank out with full kitted out equipment, you are going to do better than a person who is running base credit equipment. The question is, how much of a difference does it actually affect your tank? Well, in today's video, we're going to be putting that to the test. Does loading a vehicle with all of this equipment give you a bigger chance? And obviously it does. It gives you a better chance of doing whatever. But how much better is the chance? How much more DPM, accuracy, on-movement dispersion, mobility do you gain from running better equipment? That is what we're going to be testing in today's video. So today we're playing in the T110E5. I have not equipped this tank at all, so we are going to get a full idea of how it plays. We're going to start off by putting food on our tank, and we are going to be doing a basic loadout for the start off build. Now I am going to be putting field mods on for both of the builds, and the reason why is simple. Everybody can get field mods. You know, bond equipment is a little challenging. Not everybody can get bond equipment. And if you say in the chat, yeah, you can, you just gotta grind. Sure, you can get maybe 1 or 2 tier 10s with full bond equipment, but if you're going to tell me that you have 20 tier 10s in your garage and you have enough time to grind thousands of bonds for each of those tank, it's just not a reality. Usually what you're going to do is you're going to put bounty or bond equipment on your favorite of those tier 10s, and the rest you're not going to be able to do. Honestly, even though I'm on a press account, I still have to tell Wargaming to top me up on XP and everything so that I could get my vehicles kitted out, especially when it comes to equipment. In fact, I'm already running out of experimental turbos, so it shows that, yeah, while you can get some, you can't get a lot. So we are obviously going to do all-terrain suspension. I personally like having that better than the traverse speed. We're going to be doing, obviously, base dispersion over aiming time. We are going to make our way over to camo, or not camo, view range, because you want that on every tank. And what do we have? Power or output tuning, either 2 km/h traverse speed, turret traverse speed for vehicles with stationary or gun traverse speed. Okay. I do like myself reverse speed, and I feel like this tank definitely needs that, so we're going to put that on. And then the final thing we have is either dispersion on move or crew protection from injuries. And stun duration, yeah, we're going to go for the crew protection. I think this is just flat better. So there you go. Our tank is basically fully equipped. Do we want mobility or firepower? Well, we're obviously going to do a firepower slot on this tank. So there you go. Field mods are done. We have that equipped. So we're going to start off with the base loadout, you know, with improved hardening, but all of the equipment we're going to be running is with credit. So we've got credit improved hardening, then we're going to run a gun rammer, and we're going to finish this off with, what do we want to do? Well, mobility-wise, this tank is pretty mediocre. I feel like we could do V-stabs. I guess we could do, let's just do a base turbo, I'm thinking maybe, or we could do V-stabs, 20% on move. Well, let's see the mobility on this tank. 37, yeah, let's just do a turbocharger. I think that about gets the job done. Gives this tank a bit better mobility in general and allows it to feel that little bit more enjoyable. So we are going to, well, we do actually want plenty of heat. Let's do 4 HE. Let's do about 20, and we'll do about 12. I want to not spam gold, especially because this is kind of our free-to-play loadout here. So there you go. Our E5 is fully equipped. 3,400 DPM, 0.3 dispersion, 1.85 seconds of aiming time. Obviously, the gun depression's the same. 2,500 hit points. And mobility-wise, we achieve a top speed of 41, and we reverse at 16. So that's what we have to start off with. We are going to make our way, obviously, to exterior, because I want to put a cool camo on this vehicle. The E5 is a lot of different camos. We got Hellhound, which I actually think looks really nice. We also got Condor. Ooh, I really like Condor. I think that's what we're going to put on it. Yeah, I like that a lot. I like the way that the colors pop out. So, let's get into a battle. We got everything equipped. There's already a crew on this tank, a better crew than what you'd normally have, but that comes pre-equipped, so I'm not going to bother changing it out. So everything's good. We got credit equipment on it. I'm interested to see how it ends up working. Okay, we are on Mountain Pass, which is a decent map for the E5, especially if we can get it hauled down. I'm going to be making my way to the bypass. We got a 3-mark 4005. I'm not really sure how skill intensive it is, the 3-mark 4005. I mean, you're penning like 2 hash a game and it's a 3-mark. I don't know. Like, I respect it, but at the same time, I also don't respect it because, like, Yeah, I mean, you already know why. Either way, they got two IS-7s. They have an IS-4. Okay. Our 60's making his way over here. I'm interested to see how much faster the E5 is going to be with a Bond turbo. I was going to do a T3 turbo, but I don't think it's really fair to compare a turbo to a T3. They're not very similar. If I wanted to do that, I would have done a base experimental turbo, and then I would have put on a T3. But I think this makes a little more sense. Okay. The E5 is interesting because it's fast, but it's not like really fast. Like even the 60 TP is out accelerating me here, which is a little surprising to be honest. That shell was also surprisingly close to the EBR, but we're all good. Artillery. I just realized our 261 is I don't even know what to say. I like it. Okay. Either way, let us keep going wide. Hopefully faster than the TVP can do anything about it. Nice. Alrighty. Well, we got the IS-4 right in front, and he overpokes to shoot at my Patton, so we're going to aim in right on his tank. Oh, and it goes high and does not pen. Well, that is a classic wargaming moment there. Okay, well, let's make our way up top here, and we'll see if we can get some bleeds out. Let's see, we got the IS-4. Nope, still doesn't pen. Thank you, game. I really, really appreciate it. Well, the IS-7 bounced, so that means we can, indeed-aler, get our first shell into the enemy IS-4. Okay. Well, the Patton is getting YOLO'd by the Kron, so let's get one shell out. Let's let the IS-4 get a shell out. Oh, okay, that works even better. Dude just got obliterated. Okay, well, let's poke the TVP. Not able to hit that. We are going to load AP for now. I don't want to go through all of my heat, obviously. And this IS-4 is not giving us any room, which is a little annoying. Give me like some room. Thank you. Okay. I think we can pen this enemy IS-4 here. Nope. I'm actually surprised. I mean, we have 340 mils of heat, so it's not like that's really an issue, you know? Well, we got the IS-7, we got the IS-4, we got the other IS-7. Not really able to... Nah. That was even a perfect shell right onto his tank, but there's just no world where we can pen that. Well, I guess for now we wait. I'm going to wait for that enemy IS-7 to shoot. Okay, he does. Pretty good stuff. Okay, now we can make our way over here. And yeet. Perfect. Low roll, but still a pen. Better than nothing, right? All right, IS-7's leaving as well. Not able to get that shell out. Okay. Not loving what's happening to our team here. But what I can say is that I should be able to support this 60. Okay, let's cut wide. Oh, he fires HE as well. Okay. That's good for me. I'm going to move up. Let's go, let's go. Yes, full speed ahead. Alright, the IS-7 is not obviously able to hit me. I am going to load a heat shell so we can hopefully guarantee the pen on the IS-4. Pretty good. Okay, we will out-reload the IS-4 because we have much more DPM. There you go, 460 shot. We back up again. And, okay, the IS-4 is looking over there. We got the IS-7. I'm going to try and clear the IS-4 to begin with. There you go. Nice 324. Now we're going to start loading AP. And we'll see if we can get some bleeds out into the rear of the IS-7. There you go. Oh my god! IS-4, bro! I can't with teammates sometimes. Like, is that IS-7? Wow, he's actually going to tunnel me. Wow. Wow. That's impressive. Like, really. Gonna tunnel me, bro. Alright, we'll see you, buddy. Wow. I just love my RNG. Like, not only does the IS-4 gun manage to block me, but then the IS-7 shoots me over the IS-4 in front of him. Like, bruh. Alright, well, let's push the enemy IS-7. Let's see if we can get a little bit of extra damage out. Obviously, having a better turbo here would be quite nice, because we'd be able to get there a little bit faster. Got the Foch, we got the enemy IS-7 over here, aiming, and there you go, 374, pretty good. And we reload in just a moment. Let's aim it again, and bonk, there you go. And we got a little bit of a fire, so fairly solid results. We got a good idea of how the gun felt, of how the mobility feels, and how the tank plays. And I really can't complain all too much. I mean, the tank felt fine. Alright, so let's take a look at the post-game results. And obviously, the post-game results don't really matter too much, because that's more dependent on how you play, rather than the equipment in every battle. But we did fine. We did top in the team, 3,883 damage, and we did pretty good. So I can't really complain. Honestly, the E5 felt fairly fantastic there. The gun was amazing. Everything about the E5 felt really good. But now what we're going to do is obviously jump it up a level. So we are going to swap off our base hardening for now improved hardening. So we went from 2,500 health, was it, to 2,550. Okay, it's not that much of a change. Our DPM is going from 3,400, and we are going to put on a bond rammer now. So 3,400 to 3,500. But we're not done yet, because we're also going to make our way over here, and we're going to put on an orderly ammo rack. So we actually gained 200 DPM. That's quite a substantial jump. And the final thing we're going to do is we're going to swap our base turbo for a bond turbo, which is going to be quite a substantial change here. Our mobility is going quite a bit higher. 16 reverse now goes to 18 reverse, and our top speed goes from 41 to 43. So overall, our tank is now faster, features 200 more damage per minute, and has more hit points with better track repair speeds. Hit points actually isn't that big a difference. I would honestly say that bond versus base improved hardening isn't that much of a change. Bond hardening really isn't that big of a buff. But rammer and turbo is a huge change. And we're going to find out just how much it is when we get into the gameplay here. So I think our reload was previously 6.9 seconds, and now it's 6.64. That is actually a pretty substantial change off of that reload. I mean, obviously it's not going to be 5 seconds for a 400 alpha, but that is still quite a bit faster. That's about 0.4 seconds off of our reload. That's quite a big buff. I'm really interested to see how the mobility feels, because not only is the turbo we're running better, but it also gives us much better mobility just because it's giving us more engine power. So I'm interested to see how that feels here. I don't think it'll be a huge change, though, to be honest. Let's find out. We are already at 40. I mean, yeah, we're definitely going faster, though. That's a given. So let's head right into the front line. We got the 60 TP next to us. I want to go low, but it's always a little sussler. They got a mouse, they got an IS-4, an Object 260, or a Rhinocerante. Okay. They got some nasties. We're going to head low, and we're going to try and get right into this position in front of me. Oh, we got the enemy 260 spotted. Our 430's over here. And we're going to see if we can get any shells out. I'm going to poke this position right here. And, well, we'll see. We got the IS-4, and I was kind of hoping he'd show me his lower plate. There you go. Nice shot into the IS-4. And we pull up a bit, and he's not able to see our weak spot. Nice. Okay. Now we back up. Oh, we got a bounce from the Rhino. Let's see if that IS-4 shows us his lower plate. Right now we're just kind of chilling. The Rhino is over here, and we do actually have his lower plate. There you go. Nice 300. Wow, that's a mineral. Okay, game. Oh, that's pretty sad. Got the IS-4 over here as well. Not able to get that shell out, though. Definitely not with a heat shell. I can tell you that for a fact. Okay. Well, the waiting game shall play. Oh. Very close. But unfortunately, we're not able to get that shell out. Well, we actually did get a little bit of assistance, though, which is always nice. Okay. Well, I'm going to load AP. Ooh, that 60 nuked the enemy IS-4. Let's pull up a bit over here. Let's see, is that Rhino over here? He is. Don't want to get shot by the Rhino, so we're going to move up this way, I'm thinking. Over like this. Let's see. Got the IS-4. I'm going to swap back to heat at this point. Oh, wait a sec. I did not realize there was a mouse in the open. Alright, well this is obviously where having a rammer is going to be quite a bit better here. We're going to get a second shell into the mouse. We're going to reload again. 4, 3, 2, 1, and wow, we are absolutely nuking this mouse. 4, 3, oh, we do get shot by the IS-4, but honestly, I don't care. We just killed that mouse. Right there is a huge advantage for the DPM. I didn't even notice that mouse is there. I was so focused over here that I didn't even see that going on. IS-4 shot, and I'm going to try and move up a bit if we can. Let's see. Let's see if we can get a shell into the lower plate of the IS-4. I'm just going to chill right here. I'm hoping my team moves up a bit, because right now they're not doing any of that. There you go. Nice shell into the IS-4. We have the Leopard over here as well. Leopard does actually end up penning me. We also have the 260. I don't love that. Not gonna lie, I do not love that. I'm gonna try and back out of here, honestly. I hate this current position. We just got nuked. I thought my team would move up and support me, but they're just not doing that. So because of that, we're just bleeding for free, essentially. Let's just aim it on the Leopard. There you go. 387 into his tank. Pretty good. And we can reload again very, very briefly. And let's see if we can get another shell out possibly into the Leopard. Let's fire an AP shell, though, if we can. E4 is obviously not able to hit me at that current position. And there you go. Pretty good stuff. All right, not too bad. Got the E4 right in front of me. Let's load heat for the E4 if he does end up poking us. Nope, that one does not pen. Not that big of a deal, though. We chill, we reload. Nah, that's not happening. That's not happening, Chief. No, thank you. Alright, E4 backs up, which means now maybe... okay, good. We were able to block that. There you go. 398 shell into the enemy E4. Pretty good. And, well, if he pokes it again, we might be able to get one more shot out into his tank. Now that we know he's shooting HE, that's a huge advantage for us, though. Because it basically means that we don't need to worry about him at least penning us or, you know, doing anything crazy in that situation. Let's see. Leopard is no longer spotted. We're going to move up a bit. We got the Rhino in front of me. And I expect the 430 to finish off the Rhino, which he does. Pretty good. Okay. Well, we have the E5. We also have the 260, who we apparently could not pen through the spaced armor. Well, not that big of a deal. We got the 260 here, and there you go. Easy shell. We only have AP left, so we do have to keep that in mind, but not that big of a deal. Okay, he's dead. Got the E4. Shoot him in the track wheel, however, it doesn't actually track him, which is a little surprising. And obviously, again, with the increased DPM here, it's a huge, huge just advantage in general for getting out shots. E5 shots, we're going to poke the E5. Here we go. There you go. Nice tracking shell into his tank. Let's reload again. And let's see if we can... Oh, well, that works too. 268 version 5 just absolutely deletes that poor player. Well, see if we can get a shell into the enemy Leopard. I'm going to actually load an HE shell as well. And there you go. 509 HE into his tank. So we did make a bit of a misplay in this battle. We played a bit too aggressive in the beginning. And we bled a lot of health because of that. I should have just backed up when I pushed up there. But as I said, I thought my team was going to support me, and they kind of didn't. So if our team, like they did in the end, I will say that. My team did eventually end up pushing up, which is obviously pretty good. But if they had done that to begin with, it would have been a very, very easy win, even though it already was a pretty solid result. So what can I say? Well, here's what I will say. The DPM advantage was quite substantial. Being able to farm out that mouse alone saved us a decent chunk of time. And I'm not sure if we would have been able to kill the mouse because we fired, what, 3 shells at the side of that tank? That's a good 1 second of reloading we had saved, essentially, with running this loadout. Not only that, but in the end of the game there, we were able to pump out shells faster, allowing us to get out more damage. Now, the downside of having faster DPM is that you shoot more shells, meaning that if you miss more shots, you're just blowing through more credits, and, you know, that's kind of a big downside. How did we actually do on credits? Yeah, we lost about 30,000 if you add in the stock reserves. So, not great in that situation there, and that's something you're going to have to keep in mind, but I really can't complain. Obviously, running bond equipment and directives is always going to give you an advantage because you have flat more DPM than whatever you're fighting. However, I don't think it's as big of an advantage as people think, you know, especially, as I said, for really the rammer and anything that you're running in these bonus slots here are really not that big of a difference. Like, if I take off my directive, you know, directives I think shouldn't be allowed in the game. I think they're cringe. But if you take off the directive and you are just having DPM versus, you know, a base rammer in this slot, you're looking at a pretty similar result. I think it was 2,000 or 3,400-ish. We can actually take a look here. So 3,512 versus, yeah, 3,433. That's only about an 80 DPM difference. The hit points were almost the exact same. So really the only real change was the turbo. And at that point, honestly, I can't really say there's that much of a change between the playstyles. The gun felt just as good when we were running the vehicle in our previous build. So yes, is bond equipment an advantage? Obviously. Running bond equipment is going to give you more DPM. It's going to give you better situations. But if you are a player who is not averaging 4,000, 5,000 damage in the games you play, running equipment is not going to change the game for you. Now, I think in light tanks, equipment is huge. And I think that, if you're driving any light, honestly, it's just a massive difference. The AMX 13105 I have equipped with a Bond experimental optic, and I also have a bounty exhaust. And that is massive. The bounty exhaust alone, plus the fact that you need to have your CVS in the spotting position, this you could not do without Bond equipment. So that there, huge advantage for lights. I will fully agree that Bond equipment is completely BS for a light tank. But I think for the other classes, when it comes to mediums, when it comes to heavies, and even tank destroyers, I don't see much of a difference, enough to be mad, especially when you have field modification. Let me know in the comments if I'm right, if I'm wrong, what you think. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.